GM, everyone, all lovely Web3 degens. I can see that we have Stride already requesting to speak. GM, sir, are you with us? Joey? Mic check. GM, Stride. Could you please let me know if everything's well?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. All loud and clear. Good to have you with us.
Great. Yes, I'm happy to be here. How are you doing?
All good, all good. Beautiful weather here in Poland. By the way, literally 10 military helicopters just flew over my apartment, which is pretty crazy. I don't know if you can hear them, but oh, sorry, that was an off
I
topic. Uh,
I can't, but you are a little soft. If you could get a bit louder, that would be amazing.
all right, so now it should be better. All right, guys. So I think we can kick off. It's 2 minutes past the official kickoff time. So today we have no other than Joey from Stride, one of the upcoming projects on Solana, which is, by the way, also accelerated by Cookie3 airdrop acceleration. And today we'll be talking about Stride, their mint, their airdrop campaign, what's Move to Earn, about their mobile app, about their community. So if anyone is into Solana or they are just entering the space, I think this is the Twitter space that they should stop by. So, Joey, could you please introduce yourself really quickly, and then we'll get down to business.
Yes. So I'm Joey, COO and co-founder of Stride. Um, do you want me to introduce Stride as well, or just myself?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Sure. Okay. Great. So Stride is a move to earn application, and we aim to revolutionize the move to earn space by moving in more into the Web 2 direction while still keeping Web 3 integrated on the app, as well as bringing in PvP features, which completely just changes the way and the aspect of how Move to Earn is used by users and how much they enjoy it while being able to still have the same effect as they would get from any other Move to Earn app. We're working really hard at it, and we're currently during our mint right now as well. So if you want to go check out our page, that's great. But I think that's everything from me. Yeah, I think that covers it.
Yeah, so Move to Earn. Like there are some projects that has already launched their product in the past, but I don't think that Move to Earn has gone into that mainstream in comparison to other Web3 niches. So can you give us a background of Move to Earn history and what's the current state? Like what's the idea behind Move to Earn?
Yeah, so I mean, going all the way back, I mean, I could be wrong, but going all the way back, we started with Sweatcoin, which was an amazing company, and they started moved to an application where users could walk and they could earn and mint their token, which is still going on till this day, and they have a huge user base. And they've gotten loads of downloads. They've done a great job, but that's as far as the app went, right? So it was just walk to earn, and you could spend those tokens in different ways on their app, buying different items like gift cards and so on. And then it started to expand from there, where other people got the idea of how they could make the move to earn space better. I mean, there's quite a lot of move to earn companies, but I think the main one that everybody knows after that is most likely Steppen. So Steppen kind of gamified it, but they went more in the Web3 direction. So they had NFTs you could mint, and they gamified it. The more NFTs you had, and depending on the NFT you had, you could earn more, and so on. Right now, what we moving towards is more trying to do a mix of both, but also taking each one of them to the next level. Steppen is mostly just Web3. but it's gamified. And then you got Sweatcoin, who's Web 2 and Web 3, but it's actually more Web 2 in some sense, but it's not gamified in any way, right? So that's generally, like, when we talk about the history of move to earn, those are the two that stands out that most people know. I mean, you still got your other apps like Macadam and the smaller ones around here. I think there's another one on Solana as well that's doing a great job, and they've partnered with Bonk. But it's just all different concepts. So I think it's right now just trying to find that concept that works perfectly, because there's that battle between what's awesome to tell people and the concept is awesome, but is it sustainable, right? And so I think that's where everyone is just trying to find that perfect model in order to expand and really, like you say, when you compare to other spaces in this industry, it's not that big. So, but I think it has the potential to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so before we go to the minting of Stride NFTs, I just wanted to ask a follow-up question to the Web 2 part of Stride. Because Web 3, we have the NFTs. We'll take a look into that in a second. But why adding more Web 2 components makes Stride more bullish?
Well, it's quite simple, really. The Web 2 market is just that much larger than Web 3. It just is what it is, right? We cannot argue that. And if we had to leave the Web 2 component out, like Steppen did, what you can see is that in the beginning they had a great spike of users. Let's say it's 100, 200,000 users. And then it quickly fell off to where now it's most likely more around the 5K, 10K users, on a daily basis. And that's simply because they're not in Web 2 as much as they could probably be. And that's where we want to capitalize. I mean, places like Macadam, Sweatcoin, they're getting millions of downloads, right? On a yearly basis, they're getting millions of downloads. And it's all from the Web 2 side, majority, right? Because, I mean, this is not just a concept that works for Web 3, it's a concept that works for Web 2 as well, if it's done correctly. The difficult part is finding a way to kind of integrate Web 3 while gamifying it. That's the difficult part, which we've been working on. And we think we know we have a really great concept, and we fully intend on building it out. So I just think it's a much more sustainable model when you know you have almost an infinite amount of users you can continuously get, no matter the situation. If you have to pivot, or if you don't have to pivot and you just want to keep scaling, there's just so much more users where it's just that much harder and more expensive and more unsustainable if you just had to focus it all on Web3 and not kind of balance it out.
Yeah, I think that's a strategic choice, right? You have each investor is looking at total addressable market. This is like a mantra. What's your TAM? And it seems that some projects that are super Web3 native are lacking a bit of total addressable market. But Stride, on the other hand, like made a decision that, all right, guys, like we are leveraging Web3 because of the decentralization, interoperability, and all the other perks. But still, the total addressable market is just huge. And yeah, it makes me bullish as well. Um, so yeah, we have a mint that's preceding the. I think we are now like phase 2 was completed. Am I correct? Now we are in phase 3, or yeah? Could you explain like the phases and the mint how is it going?
Yeah, sure. So the mint has not gone the greatest at all. The NFT market is really, really bad, and probably worse than we even imagined, right? We have a large community, we have a large app user base, or at least, for our goals, we've accomplished them from the product side of things. And when we analyzed our Twitter, and we analyzed our Discord, and we analyzed our app, we felt like we have a very good, strong user base compared to most projects out there minting right now at the moment on Solana, which is all good, and that's great. But I think, base errors with either timing or pricing or whatever it may be, it's not gone the greatest. We finished phase one. We've finished phase two. We're in public now. We did drop the supply down to 2,000 from 5,000 to 2,000, and we still are looking forward to selling out, and we're moving forward to that. We've got plans that we intend to announce later today. But what I have to say about them, and the most important thing that we can take away from this is exactly what makes Stride that much more sustainable. The fact that we are not reliant on these sort of events in order to be a successful company, because it's not our full focus, and yet it's been spread out and been balanced with many different initiatives, right? So Web2 and the app itself. A lot of our revenue models are not based off of Web3 as well. So this is something that is a bump in the road, but it's very far from stopping us, to accomplish our goals and to be a successful company. So we're excited for the next few months, because that's when I think everything really, really starts for us.
Yeah, man. No one said it's gonna be easy, but I'm pretty sure that you will, learn from it and definitely keep grinding. And if someone hasn't minted Stride NFT, like, what's the price? And I think it's on Magic Eden, if I'm not mistaken. But
Yeah,
can you
so
tell
it's on
us where
Magic
to go
Eden.
exactly?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. So it's on Magic Eden. You can find us on the homepage, and you can go to our launchpad. It's on Magic Eden. It's 0.5 Sol at the moment, and it's great. And
Which is
like, the art
around
is amazing.
$70.
Yes, exactly. So the art is amazing. We've actually still onboarded a very nice community, a good sized community. We've got our members inside the Discord, and with the mint, you get quite a decent amount. You get boosters within the app in order to be able to earn a larger airdrop. You can earn up to a 15x boost depending on how many NFTs you hold. Um, and as well, get a unique badge within the app, so that you can stand out and people can see that you're an OG, and so the value is there for when TGE comes. I think everybody who took the risk on us, and everybody who's been loyalty gets rewarded, and we're gonna make sure of that.
Yeah, guys. So if any of you listeners has not minted Stride NFT yet, I've done it this morning. The process is fairly easy. And yeah, let's talk more about Solana. I'm super curious why you guys chose Solana as your main chain. And yeah, just before you answer, I just want to also remind our community, Cookie community, that you are in a good place for Stride. It's a exposition. So cookie stakers will be eligible for Stride token after the TGE. This is like part of our collaboration, I may say. So yeah, this is in your interest, let's say, if you are staking or about to stake Cookie, that Stride is going to the right place, let's say. Yeah, so that's on the side note, but I think I haven't announced it yet, so it was quite an important one. Yeah, so coming back to Solana, you are your handle, right? Is Solana Joey Solana? Is that correct?
Yes,
Um,
exactly.
so I'm under the impression that you are a Solana native, but still, why Stride is being built on Solana?
Yeah. So I mean, there's no like special reason behind it, or no technical reason I would say behind it. I've been on Solana for 3 years. So is the rest of my team. This is what we know. This is what we love. We love the community on Solana. I think the Solana community is just absolutely built different. It's an easy chain to use. We're used to building on it. It's where we're experts on building on, and it's really as simple as that. We're not closing off, becoming multi-chain in the near future, and I think that's something we will be exploring very soon. But we have to start on Solana. It's what we know. It's what we love, and yeah.
Yeah, especially when you are built, like at the end of the day, you are a consumer app, right? This is not a B2B. You are a consumer app which is supposed to be and will be used on very regular basis. Hopefully on, I don't know what's the metric here, but I suppose it's daily. And on the other hand, I am EVM native. Like I started my journey with Ethereum, then I obviously went for EVM L2s. But recently, I'm also entering Solana, and it's been super fun and it's been super easy as well. The experience of staking Sol was just like weirdly easy and weirdly fast. I was just, is that it? And yeah, that was it. That was that easy. So yeah, so is it the speed of Solana? Is it the ease of use or user experience or just the community? Like, what is the like the main thing that you like about Solana?
I think a lot of people have the same experience you had. When I first started out in crypto, something that demotivated me a lot, and I think it demotivates a lot of other people, is that sometimes it can be a bit tedious, it can get a bit complicated, and it can be a bit hard to do some things, especially if you're a beginner and you don't really have, a lot of knowledge in the crypto world. Um, but Solana really helps cut that out, and that's probably a reason why a lot of people that start off on Solana usually stick with Solana, or people who come from other chains and test out Solana end up liking it. It's fast, it's easy, it's cheap, and for us at least, I really think if there's any coin or any chain right now that has a strong community and that we can build on and integrate Web2 into it, it would be Solana. It's just the easiest, the fastest, and the cheapest, and it just makes the most sense. There's so much solutions we can use from Solana that we really believe we can educate Web2 users, or direct them and guide them into being able to use our app and actually enjoy it without having to have the struggles or the frustration that comes along with crypto sometimes when you're a brand new beginner. So it just makes sense for what we're trying to do and how we're trying to expand within the next 6 to 12 months. I don't think we onboard a million users by having to, really give them documentation on how to do something, or making them pay ridiculous fees. We just can't do it that way.
Yeah, or even covering the gas fees. So I was claiming some little airdrop in the weekend. It was on Base, and on this particular wallet that was eligible for airdrop, I did not have ETH on Base. So obviously there are now wallets with account abstraction. The one that I'm currently using is MBuy wallet and in the testing phase, and they have a feature called gas tank. So you basically transfer the money in USDT, for example, in the gas tank, and then it is being used for paying the gas fees and all these other chains. But most wallets do not have it, like Ethereum, MetaMask, whatever you use. So on Solana, it's also easier because you don't have L2s. I know that there's one project that's actually working on an L2 on a Solana, and they will be announcing it on during the Solana breakpoint in Singapore in September. But I think the user experience will still be magnificent. So yeah, but looking also at your creatives, when someone comes to your Twitter profile, it's super consistent. Like the branding, the logo, the NFTs. Like, can you tell us more about the creative process behind your brand and behind the NFTs?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, we're not a brand. We never intended to be a brand, but what we found is that a lot of people have seemed to be attracted to us for our branding and those sort of things. And so it's something we started focusing on a little bit more now. But it's really just for us I guess it's just what we like. We put out what we like, and if others like it too, that's great. We try to keep it as simple as possible. We're very minimalistic, or we try to be very minimalistic with the way we design things, and also just taking inspiration from other great applications and other great projects that have great branding, and kind of trying to incorporate that into what we do. Yeah, the branding itself, we trying to keep it not so much Web3, but the perfect mix in between, right? So we intend to onboard 1 million users within the next 6 to 12 months, and we really believe we can take it a lot further than that in the long term. And I think branding will play a huge part into that. Into the partnerships we'll be able to get into, the remembrance of when a user sees our logo or our branding. So it's something that I think plays a big role into what we're doing, and also ensuring that users enjoy the experience on their eyes and on the user experience when they're actually using the app, and making sure that they keep coming back rather than just leaving because they don't really enjoy it.
Yeah, and for me personally, like we are Cookie3 is a Web3 marketing FI ecosystem. So we are dealing with hundreds of projects, and some of them are obviously well branded, but the other ones are, it's not Web 2, it's not Web 3, it's something in between, but in the wrong sense. And Stride is very consistent. If you look at your website, if you look at your socials, if you look at your NFTs, you can see that there is a thought put behind it, and I really love that about Stride. And just a quick reminder for all the listeners that jumped in the last couple of minutes. Stride is now in the middle of NFT Mint. So if you go to their Twitter profile, first of all, I suggest you give them a follow. And then I think there is a tweet pinned on your feed, and there is a link to Magic Eden Launchpad. And if you go there, there's phase one that's been completed successfully, as well as phase two. And now we are 65% in of phase three. So this is like I don't know, 24 hours opportunity to go and mint. One NFT is zero point 0.5 Sol, which is approximately like 78 to 80 bucks. So not that much. So once again, guys, I strongly recommend you do it. You will enter the Stride ecosystem, and I'm sure that it will be rewarded during the airdrop campaign. Yeah, so that's yeah. So let's I think that our listeners, like on Cookie3, there's this multi airdrop farming notion. So people stake cookie, and as a reward, they receive airdrop tokens. They don't need to go through like hundreds of quests that take multiple times, and they are super botted. We want to make it fairly easy. Can you give us more behind the scenes thought process behind your airdrop campaigns? Like nowadays, all projects that are doing TGEs are also doing airdrops. It seems that all of them are the same. So I'm just curious how Stride is approaching airdrops.
Right. So, well, when we looked at the airdrop scene, it started off well, but as it went on, as it got more popular, I think people got greedy, and I think they just started to not care so much about the community putting in the effort for the airdrop, but rather about how much people they can onboard with the airdrop campaign. So the first thing that we've done is that we've completely cut out any sort of marketing tactics that have a potential to onboard more, let's say, unqualified users or bots, and that really bring no value to Stride in the long term, and only really bring value in the terms of when people see us, they see, oh damn, Stride has 100,000 users, but it's not really real users. Whether they're bots or whether they're just there for a quick airdropping to get out, it's not what we want to onboard, right? So we've cut out all marketing tactics that involve that. That's why when you go to our app, you'll find that we have around 11,000 active users right now. A good percentage of those users are active on a weekly basis. I'm talking about around 5K are active on a weekly basis. We've got about 2 to 3,000 that are active on a daily basis, and a lot of those are NFT users, and others are just crypto users. But the point is that when you farm Stride, whatever percentage we're giving towards the campaign and towards those who put in the effort is not going to be as diluted as you would find in a lot of other projects that claim to have 100,000 users or 200,000 users farming their campaign, which is most of the time on Solana it's unrealistic numbers. It just doesn't usually happen, and anyone who's been here long enough knows that that's usually not the case. And if it is, then probably they're not high quality users, and probably it's been some sort of a cheap marketing tactics that have helped onboard a crazy amount of users, which it just dilutes the campaign, and everybody gets less, and at the end everybody's unhappy for the effort that they put in. So we're really trying to ensure that our users do get rewarded for the effort they put in. Obviously we can only do so much. We can't guarantee that you're going to get $1,000 or $500 or any of those numbers, but we can do our best to ensure that you get as much as we can give. The second thing is making sure we're not being greedy about how much percentage. We're really putting in a lot of effort to create good supply, good demand, and to be able to successfully be able to give more percentage towards the airdrop. So based on the averages that people are giving, we're giving 2 to 3 times more, and we're working really hard to ensure that we can do that sustainably. So I think what some people might confuse is that we've rewarded some of the minters as well with some guaranteed airdrop, and some people might confuse that with the airdrop we're doing on the app. But if you're here and you're listening, it's completely separate. What you earn on the app and what you earned during the mint is completely separate. And we fully intend to give a lot more to the app than anywhere else that we've given. And we designed it in a way where if you worked hard, you would expect a good airdrop and you would get a good airdrop based on a leaderboard, based on your points, and so on. It's specifically designed in a way where you get what you put in, and if you don't put in anything, you'll know when you get your airdrop that you didn't put in the effort. So that's that's the main point. And the second thing is that usually it's just social fi. People just want you to engage with them and for their own benefit, whether it's the marketing and so on, which makes complete sense. It's all good. That's the whole point of it, right? But for us, it's not just social fi. It's also about staying fit and allowing people to have fun, to compete, get their steps in, walk to earn an airdrop. And I think it's a part of airdrops that hasn't been around. Maybe it has in the past, but it hasn't been around in a while. And most people just focus on the social fi, and maybe they do gamify it in any way, but not really bringing that in real life aspect to the airdrop. Being able to, you know, take your in real life activities and actually earn an airdrop from it. And this doesn't really require any extra work. Like, sure, if you want to go for an extra walk, great, that's amazing. It benefits you, your health. It benefits us. It benefits everyone. But it also just tracks. You can have the app turned off. You don't have to have the app open. We're connected to Google Fit and Health Connect. We're connected to Apple Health. And as long as whatever you're doing through the day, we track those steps and we reward you for it. So a lot of people are earning quite a lot off of that. And when they get the NFT, and they earn that 5x booster or that 10x or that 15x booster, they start to earn a lot more. We've seen a lot of people come onto the app and get up into that top ranks quite quickly, just by putting in their steps on a daily basis, completing some social fi tasks. So it's really, I think it's super fun. A lot of people have been quite happy with it. Been they've been really liking the leaderboard aspect of Move to Earn, because Move to Earn apps don't usually have a leaderboard. So it really brings that competitive side out of you. And that's what we intend to expand on, and we'll get into that a little later. And this is how we intend to revolutionize Move to Earn.
Man, I'm feeling like going for a walk. But I want to bring some data behind what you just said, because people do not realize how important it is to keep the airdrop for the core community. And there was a really good piece by Sixth Man Ventures. They basically took all the airdrops, like the biggest ones, and analyzed the performance. And when we look at the aggregated 60-day price performance, we can see that small and core airdrops perform like literally 45% better than large and widespread. So what you are guys doing is not only good for the community, like of course communication wise, from the business perspective, but then when we look like tokenomics, it just makes sense to keep the airdrop for the core users and not make like, all right, we'll now reward 100,000 people with $50. No, let's make it super core. Let's make it super exclusive. Maybe let's reward 5,000 people, but with 1K. And I think it will make much more of a difference long term than just vanity metrics for the Twitter's sake and being super botted and airdrop hunted. So kudos to you guys, like keeping things crossed, because that's a good approach. That's a good approach from the data perspective. And at Cookie3, we are like data nerds. So I just wanted to bring that up. And yeah, I think that was my last question, to be honest. So Joey, just for those people that came in, like how can they interact with Stride, like in 3 sentences? And I think with that we'll wrap up the spaces.
Yeah, so the way you can interact with Stride is you can go on our Twitter, you can come into our Discord, and you can find our links. You can easily download Stride app on your iPhone or on any Android device, and you can just get started. It's a very simple process. There's a walkthrough. Just sign up. You can interact, connect your wallet, connect your Twitter, these sort of things, and you can start earning points by walking, completing daily and weekly challenges. You can complete social fight tasks to earn extra points and rank up that leaderboard. If you want, for your own benefit, you can go and get an NFT, which is going to give you a unique badge within the app and give you boosters based on how much NFTs you own. And yeah, I mean it's as simple as that, really. Just download the app and get walking. It's really simple.
All right, thank you, sir. It was super nice to have you on Spaces. I understood more about Move to Earn, and I hope our listeners too. So yeah, thanks again for sharing the insights about airdrops, about mints, about your app, about the approach to Move to Earn. I'm super bullish, and I think that our listeners are too. So yeah, thanks again, mate, and see you on next Spaces. Cheers.
Appreciate you guys having me. Enjoy.
Yeah, take care. Bye bye.